Do you sometimes find yourself faced with a huge list of candidates and struggle to sort through them all? In EasyCruit, you can create screening questions to make the recruiting process quicker. The way to do this is to screen out candidates who don't have the mandatory skills or attributes required for a position. You can also rank candidates based on who is best fit for a position. In this example, a taxi company is looking to hire a new driver. It is a requirement of the taxi company that the driver has a driving license. The taxi company would also like to know how much driving experience they've had. The more, the better. Administrators can create screening questions that will be available for all vacancies. This function is helpful for broad questions that would be asked in several vacancies. Another great advantage with this type of question is that the answers will be searchable, which enables you to create reports from it. These questions are created from the settings area, and there's a separate tutorial to show you how this is done. The second group of questions are the job-specific questions. Managers can create these themselves. These are the type of questions we'll go through in this video. Please note that job-specific screening questions are not searchable. Job-specific screening questions can either be created during the vacancy creation steps or by editing the vacancy and accessing the screening questions page. Let's go back to our example. The manager for the taxi company wants to create the screening questions to help filter and sort candidates for the project. From the vacancy list, click Edit next to the project and open the screening questions page by clicking the pencil icon. Then we'll click Add Question. To screen candidates based on their answers, choose either Radio button or Drop-down Single from the Type drop-down menu. These are the only two question types that allow for screening. For our example, we want to know if a candidate has a driver's license or not, so we'll select Radio buttons. We then need to decide whether to make this question mandatory or to assign points. This is important. If we don't select anything here, EasyCruit will not screen based on this question. A mandatory question means that the answer is either right or wrong. If candidates answer the wrong alternative, they will be auto-rejected. Multiple alternatives are possible, although the candidate has to select one. We'll choose mandatory for this question because we only want to include candidates who have a valid driver's license. Let's type in our question here. Do you have a driver's license? Remember to do this for each of the different languages that are being used in this vacancy. We now need to add answers for the candidate to select from. So for the first answer, we'll click Add Alternative Option. Let's type in Yes for the first answer. And notice the options on the top here where we can now choose between true or false. True is the desired answer and false is the undesired answer. In this case, yes is clearly preferred. So here we tick true and add. Now let's do the same with no, but this time we'll make sure false is selected. Type no and then click add. We'll click add one last time to add screening questions to the list of available screening questions for this job. To add the screening question to the application form, we'll tick the mark/tick box next to the relevant question. Also, we'll need to tick the mandatory value box if we want the question to be compulsory for candidates to fill in. With our second question, we want to rank the candidates based on their responses regarding their driving experience. To do this, we need to create a points question and then assign points based on the level of experience. To add a points question, we'll click on Add Question as before and choose either Radio button or Drop-down Single. Then select Points and type in the question. First, let's click on Add Alternative option and type in the amount of points to assign to this answer, followed by the answer itself. Then we'll click Add. After this, we'll click the Add Alternative option again and choose another possible answer, 2 points for 2 years, and so on. Once we've finished assigning the points and answers, we can click Add to move on. As we can see, the new screening question we've created is now available on the screening questions page. As before, if we'd like to add the screening question to the application form, we need to tick the mark/tick box next to the relevant question. We'll also remember to tick the mandatory value box if we want the question to be mandatory before we tick Next. On this page, we can set a cutoff value for our points questions. So if a candidate's score for a particular question is below the cutoff value that's been set, their application will automatically be rejected. And depending on our email templates and rules, candidates will be notified. We'll input the cutoff value into the box on the right and then click Save. Now, let's see the effects of this process in action. Here are 3 candidates applying for the taxi driver position. When they arrive on the screening questions page, 2 of them have a driving license and 1 of them doesn't. The candidate without a license is auto-rejected and sent an email. The remaining candidates can be seen in the application list, and we can click on the value percentage column to show the candidates in order of who scored best on our points questions.